this famous document is about the rule of
Yes,
law
can you come to...
and standing up against an
Yes,
abuse
receiving
of
over.
power. Stop.
Yes,
Oil.
can you come to my cut over?
We must just stop oil.
Glasses.
I'm on my way. Okay.
Can you stop filming, please?
Huh. So that's what Ellen DeGeneres is up to. And age definitely doesn't guarantee wisdom. Thank goodness those old feeble hands couldn't destroy the Magna Carta. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski here of wearechange.org. And there's a lot of absolutely crazy and wild news to get into today. San Francisco has a very controversial program that just got a whole lot kookier than you could even expect it to be, as Donald Trump just rallied with allegedly 80,000 plus people in Dirty Jersey. What's going on here? Are those numbers correct? As, of course, Elon Musk and Henry Kissinger are giving a last final warning to the West. Will we listen to that warning and actually reverse course? Well, probably not, but we're going to be talking about all the latest developments here in this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast highlights two very elderly Stop Oil protesters that literally were trying to smash and destroy the case around the Magna Carta with hammers, as they also later glued themselves to the display after probably sniffing it themselves, and then quickly being charged and arrested with criminal damage and attempt to smash a historical British document, all in the name of stopping oil, which would be absolutely devastating to the poorest people in the world and cause utter frickin' calamity. Yeah, you stop oil right now. Who's going to be suffering because of those very irresponsible policies? The poorest people in the world. Price of energy, price of goods will go up, as of course that's exactly what's happening already, especially under insane bureaucratic governments that are justifying giving out vodka shots to homeless people as an attempt to allegedly help them in another taxpayer-funded scheme that probably was influenced by the alcohol lobby, as local government officials in San Francisco are literally spending $5 million a year, money that a lot of hardworking people are paying for, to give out free alcohol to the homeless, as a lot of people are slamming the program since the city is literally boozing up the extremely violent drunks that are known for defecating in the streets and breaking into any car window that's literally around them. This has the controlled dose of vodka and beer to street people at specific times absolutely is probably being taken advantage of by some who are taking the opportunity to day drink, all under the guise of not needing to go to the emergency room, as the homeless people there are just having a big old party on the taxpayer dime, as in California, they spent an egregious amount of money on the homeless problem that has only been exacerbated and dramatically increased with the more money that they invest in it. You add that to the fact of woke district attorneys financed by a billionaire that we can't even mention here on this YouTube channel, and you have a recipe for disaster, crime skyrocketing, and cops now fleeing the state, as we are getting a new report from the Daily Mail describing how hundreds of cops are now fleeing the state of California to states like Texas and Florida, as cops are reporting that their jobs have been made to feel pointless for a city and state that absolutely has forgotten them, doesn't care about them, and many times limits their ability to actually do their job effectively. It says now we have literal rhetoric about cop brain drain, as a lot of people are realizing it's not just their job that becomes more meaningful in these states, but their entire lives, as the quality of it dramatically increases when they find out that they have less state intervention in it. This, as a lot of people in California are becoming unrecognizable, especially with a new drug that Big Pharma is pushing, that of course being Ozempic, that is having some very weird, horrifying experiences and results with some individuals who are becoming less and less recognizable of themselves, as the streets of California are becoming more of a zombie wasteland in more ways than one. as there's a lot of drug addicts in that state, as in my opinion, they're one of the biggest victims of the fifth generational warfare that is happening against humanity, that also is now facing an existential threat of geometric solar flare storms that have reached an extreme G5 level. As recently, a couple hours ago, unusual solar events were just documented as people all throughout the United States were able to see the northern lights here, not in the north, but in the United States, as the stormy sun just erupted one of its biggest solar flares on the United States, as some people hypothesize that this might have some effects on communication, GPS, satellites, and technology that humanity is ever so becoming dependent on. This, as the solar flares are literally happening in the making of this video, and so far everything's okay. And as the solar flares make their way down to Earth, to make sure to protect your home and property with funny lawn signs that we now have available on wearechange.shop. You heard that correctly. We have very funny lawn signs right here in the bottom left-hand corner. We can't show you all of it because there's another word here that YouTube really doesn't like. But these signs are the talk of the town. We have an official, unofficial brand ambassador of these signs who has been an incredible sport to us and an incredible friend to us. And that, of course, is Ian Crossland, that is seen here in the larger representation of one part of these signs. You want to see the full sign? Go to wearechange.shop and check out all the wonderful, incredible things that we have available to you. As, of course, we got a lot of hemp extract, 1,000 milligrams, full spectrum. This stuff is really powerful. Fish oils, specifically called essential fatty from small fish, tested for, of course, a lot of heavy metals that it does not have. Magnesium glycinate, something really great when it comes to, of course, trying to regulate your stress, trying to go to sleep, which the chill pill, ashwagandha, especially if you're looking to boost your testosterone as a man, could be something that you should start looking into. As, of course, we have a lot of different products available to you on wearechange.shop. We have some resources available so you could actually research them, do your own homework, check out our ultimate bundle, and support this independent media organization right now, just by going to wearechange.shop and checking out the amazing products that we have available to you that are personally tested, personally used by me, and something that I incredibly like, and I think you will too. Start your own independent health journey. Do your own research right now on wearechange.shop and get a lawn sign. That's really, again, I saw these signs and I'm like, where do I get these? No one had them. I was like, I need to make them. We now have them. wearechange.shop. We can't even show you the full ones. You can see the full ones. Again, wearechange.shop. Go there right now to see the full sign in its total and full glory, unlike other presidential candidates that are dealing with a lot of very controversial issues and attacks and smear pieces against them. The latest of which including RFK Jr. that now had some very controversial things, especially when it comes to women's reproductive rights, offering a lot of confusion and contradictory messaging from his campaign that has been having a very big messaging problem. This is now MSNBC has turned on RFK Jr. and they're calling him a, quote, MAGA crazy Republican, even though he has represented a lot of very far leftist radical opinions in the past. This as the hit pieces against RFK Jr. have also ramped up as he is still continuing his presidential run and probably going to be making somewhat of a significant impact on this presidential election. An election that many powerful Democratic power brokers are even coming out and describing as an utter, devastating, horrible situation for the Democrats, especially with this latest statements from James Carville, a major Democratic operative who just had this to say, describing some of the larger frustrations of the Democratic political party, especially with their hopes in this upcoming presidential election that doesn't look too hopeful for them.
It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you're starting your 80th year, and you know, like anybody else, I have an opinion of myself, and the opinion I've come to is I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can prepare, you can be on TV, or you can write pieces, you can have a YouTube channel, You can have a podcast, and nothing. And you know, we gotta like try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really not working.
As I think that's actually a fair representation of what's happening right now under a Democratic Party under the leadership of Joe Biden that really isn't doing too well. As of course, a lot of the larger attempts against Donald Trump have backfired, as Bill Maher now is dropping details about his own personal life with Stormy Daniels, and the larger attacks against him just literally keep building him up. This as Donald Trump is becoming more empowered by the larger attacks against him, as he literally held a rally in New Jersey, a stronghold of the Democratic political party, where there are some reports and some people saying that as many as 80,000 people were in attendance. Now, this was a pretty significant attendance. This is a pretty significant crowd here, as it's fair to say that the current president of the United States definitely isn't bringing out this many people to his larger campaign events, as Donald Trump's popularity is dramatically increasing. As in his latest speech, he described how he was able to stop the French government from taxing American companies, as he allegedly threatened Emmanuel Macron with 1,000% tax on French wines and champagnes, which made the French government stop the tax on American companies doing business in France. As during the same rally, he was encouraging, quote, foul-mouthed chants, which galvanized the larger crowds to, of course, cheer and support him. This as Elon Musk has some very interesting comments, as we are only a few weeks away from the upcoming presidential election, as he described how this election will actually be decided by U.S. citizens, specifically saying that this would be the last election that would be likely decided by U.S. citizens, as he is, quote, blaming the influx of illegal immigrants that are soon potentially going to be allowed to vote. This as Republicans in the House of Congress just passed a bill requiring citizenship status to be added to the 10-year census, which the Democrats unanimously opposed, as of course the face of the Electoral College and congressional representation is soon going to change dramatically. As Elon Musk said, quote, the Democratic Party goal is to disenfranchise U.S. citizens by importing as many illegal immigrants as possible, going on and saying, given the massive influx of illegals from every country on earth, 2024 will probably be the last election actually decided by U.S. citizens. And he's right, as of course there's a huge influx of millions of people that have entered the United States that will be having a dramatic impact, not just on the census, not just on the Electoral College, and of course congressional representation, but of course to the entire country, its demographics, its culture, and of course its future. Something that even Henry Kissinger, at the later stages of his life, almost at one of his last interviews ever, speaking with another member of the Bilderberg Group, came out and described how it was a, quote, grave mistake to import so many people of totally different cultures and religions into the West, as he was specifically asked how he feels about refugees or illegal immigrants in Germany, celebrating the news of a larger attack on a country in the Middle East that, of course, Henry Kissinger is closely aligned to. This says there definitely is something interesting to these comments, as, of course, Henry Kissinger and a lot of the Bilderberg elites have spurred on a lot of this immigration, whether by helping, of course, spur it on by creating a lot of very critical situations in places like Africa and the Middle East, creating a lot of conflicts there, creating a larger refugee crisis, while, of course, weaponizing and equipping NGOs and other non-government organizations to, of course, help this larger human trafficking operation that has only incentivized many hardened criminals all throughout the world, while at the same time creating a two-tier kind of society where people are at odds with each other, fighting each other, rather than actually looking at the true cause of their problems. Now, will this be the last election decided by U.S. citizens? What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. Personally, I think Elon Musk is onto something and absolutely correct with his analysis. Do you think he's incorrect? Start that conversation down in the description below. Thank you all you guys for getting the shirts on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, getting the supplements, getting the yard sign. The yard sign, great conversation starter. Great way to also troll a lot of people by placing it in your favorite neighbor's yard. I'm not telling you to do that. I don't know if there's any legal right. It's a funny sign. We're here to make people laugh, because if you're not laughing, you're crying. And if you agree with that larger assessment and you want to support us, check out all the stores that we have available for you, and share this video with your friends and family members. It is more imperative than ever that you do this. And because you do, we are still here. We have survived a lot of attacks on our independent media organization. It hasn't been easy doing this, but it's been incredible to be able to work for you one-on-one, and I deeply, truly appreciate it. And that's why I end every single show by saying, I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.